Back with us on the SportsMax Zone. One of the country's most promising football academies hosted its annual recruitment drive on Saturday last. The Mount Pleasant Academy in Runaway Bay, St. Anne, was flooded with hundreds of aspiring footballers who were vying for an opportunity to sign for the institution. Our reporter Brian Peter was there.
So I'm here today in Runaway Bay, where Mount Pleasant Academy is hosting its annual recruitment drive, which has attracted hundreds of the nation's young aspiring football players, ranging between the ages of 10 and 18. Approximately 800 aspiring footballers from all parts of Jamaica converted in St. Anne last Saturday. And though they were drawn together from different backgrounds and personal circumstances, they were drawn united in the ambition of signing up with the prestigious Mount Pleasant Academy. The assessment of the players was done by age group, under 13, under 15, under 17, and under 19, with at least 2 coaches watching over each category. A member of the organizing team, Flavia Paddyfoot, said players were still trying to register on the day of the event, even after the trials had begun.
For the registration process, what we did is that we posted our link via Instagram and other social media platforms. You will have some persons who will send a message or call, and then we'll say, all right, send us something on WhatsApp, and then we forward the link to you.
How many students or how many players overall signed up, do you know?
All right, so we had 702 applicants, and of course, when we closed the deadline, we had more requests, but we couldn't open it. So what we had to do is ask them to turn up on the day, and then we'll allow them to register and then send them to the fields.
The boys were placed in their favored position in teams of 11 and put through a series of trial matches which allowed the coaches to evaluate different qualities and characteristics. Principal Director of Mount Pleasant Academy, Vanny Clark, gave an idea of what the coaches wanted to see.
What we're looking for is the next star, so to speak. Really, we want to identify the best kids that we can find in each year group. We have extended the year groups this year. Normally, we would focus our attention on the under 13 age group, the under 15 age group, but we've extended it this year because we recognize that there is a gap within the year groups age 15, 16 through to age 18, and we want to capture those as best as possible, those who are in high school, but they're perhaps in high schools where they're not excelling, the school is not excelling, but the players excelling, and as a result, those kids don't get an opportunity to be showcased.
In terms of quality, what exactly are you looking for from these players here today?
We're looking for technical ability, we're looking for at the older age group, we're looking for technical ability, psychological maturity. We're looking for kids who tactically at the older age groups, the 05s, the 04s, the 06s, we want to see them demonstrating some knowledge and appreciation for the tactical nuances of the game. But more than that, we're really expecting that outside of the youngest age groups, we're really looking for them to be 2 years, 3 years mature, football mature than their chronological age. So we're looking for them to really be very good with an aptitude for learning.
Clark also emphasized the Academy's philosophy and how it has helped to develop football in Jamaica.
I believe 2 national youth captains, 11 national youth call-ups, players representing the national team at the youth level in 4 years, 2 of which pandemic has significantly affected, speaks to the level of education that we are doing here.
The coaches seemed pleased with the huge turnout. The manager of Mount Pleasant's senior team, Wally Downs, commended the youngsters for their enthusiasm.
Well, the enthusiasm level's there. Obviously, we're not going to be able to take 700. We've got 702 registered. If we get 2, it'll be brilliant. But you know, we cannot fault the enthusiasm for the boys. They've come far and wide around the country. They know they've got to make a big impact in a short space of time. So I've been very pleased with their enthusiasm level, and we're trying to filter down to this afternoon when we will get the best of them to play probably against some of our kids from the academy.
The prospect of seeing their kids sign up for the country's most expansive football academy was enough to attract scores of parents to the trials. One parent said it was important to be a part of such a potentially significant occasion.
It means a lot, you know. It means a whole lot. As a young youth, I mean, like, I never get this opportunity. I'm happy for them, all of them. enough respect to Mount Pleasant. Yeah, man.
After the preliminary stages, the very best of the talent on show was screamed off and directed to the exhibition phase of the trials process. The exhibition match allowed the coaches to choose a set of players who will be added to the roster of the Mount Pleasant junior team.
Yeah, so the Mount Pleasant Academy opening its doors, Lance. 800 youngsters from every parish, every cranny, every nook in Jamaica. There was someone represented at Mount Pleasant on Saturday, and it's a pleasing thing to see an academy of this ambition, opening its doors and looking to sift through and see the talent that it believes can advance its own agenda of developing players, and more importantly, advancing the agenda of the youngster who's lucky enough to get enrolled.
And it takes me, George, to the issue of financing projects, and a term that comes from one of your favorite all-time leaders. It takes cash to care.
Yes, Edward Philip George said that.
Yes. That the Mount Pleasant project is a project that apparently isn't short on funding. So there is the financial wherewithal to go big and to invite and encompass as much as possible with these youngsters. And it's a good look. It's definitely a good look. There's a part of me that would like to see Mount Pleasant win the Premier League title as a reward and as a sort of a template for what needs to happen in football in Jamaica and the Caribbean for us to lift our standards, because there is no doubt that there is talent in the region. There's no question about that. But the infrastructure, the financial investment, and the playing facilities, these are issues that hold back the development of football, and Mount Pleasant has to be commended. And Peter Gould, the owner of the project and the academy, a lot of vision being shown here, and it's a good look, because this is where it all starts. This is where you look for the talent and hone this talent. And as we've said many times on the show and in our broadcast, it's not just a football project, the Mount Pleasant Academy. They are being elevated academically as well. So there isn't anything about this that we can fault, actually.
You say it, and I have to say this. The fear for me when looking at the Mount Pleasant project overall is that someday Mr. Gould will get tired and go. Yeah. That's a fear I have, because guess what? We've seen in this sport people with money come before, and not long after coming and announcing themselves with a lot of hoopla, they leave.
Yes. You
and I have seen people come with money in another sport, make a big splash, and then leave. The fear I have is that that will happen now by virtue of how Mr. Gould has gone about this project. By putting in an academy. I've said several times, people who know me very well and have seen me at functions, they've often heard me quote the Winston Churchill words, and as an Englishman, Gould will identify with when I say Winston Churchill, Britain's wartime prime minister, saying there's no greater investment than putting milk into babies. He, unlike those who came before him, and this is where the difference is, and this is why I shouldn't be afraid. Others have come with their money and put it into a team, trying to win competitions and trying to curry favor with people of influence. Gould has come, and yes, he's put the money into a senior team, but he's put the money into an academy. Has he put it into a football academy? No. He's put it into a life academy. Yes. Life skills, education. Yes. Yeah, because I'm one of those, a few, who believe that school is for education. If you can do sport, then that's a bonus.
Yes.
But he's giving the youngster, the boy or the girl, an equal opportunity. Can you excel at football? Come to us. We'll help you to make your future. Are you good academically? Come, we'll also help you. Are you good at football and academics? This is the perfect place for you. So I'm very happy that those roots have been set down. So when I say I'm fearful because of what has happened in the past with people coming with money and leaving. But when I look at how expansive and ambitious this project has been, and still is, and promises to be, I have no fear. I'm very happy that we found something good, and I hope that they would have found several youngsters out of that 800 lads. It would be a very disappointing thing if they only found a handful.
Yes.
But I want Wally Downs and company to have found scores of youngsters who they can either take immediately or have an agreement with to come next semester or whenever. Yeah, I want that to happen.
Yeah, and while that was happening over the weekend, George, I did see a TVJ report on Saturday night about Mount Pleasant Academy starting off an academy in St. Catherine. In St. Catherine.
Yep.
Spreading its wings.
More reason for me not to be afraid.
Yeah, so you know, that was a really good look. It was something that I was glued to the television when I saw it, because the St. Catherine FA welcoming Mount Pleasant's academy in St. Catherine, which is a big football parish.
Absolutely.
St. Catherine has been known for producing outstanding football teams of the past, and I just think this Mount Pleasant project should be highly commended and should be supported in every way, shape or form.
We've never seen anything like it. Again, as we close, we've seen people with money come and put that money into football, put that money into horse racing. Never before have we seen anything as organized as this, as expansive as this, as ambitious as this.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone who wants this to fail. We don't.
No.
We'll break back with more after this. So before we go, my bad, Mr. Producer, still to come on today's show because we want to keep you in the loop. The transgender issue, transgender athletes in women's sport. We discussed the move by International Rugby to join World Swimming in banning transgender women from competing at the elite women's level. And later, track and field, J3A's boss Garth Gale says Jadco has been briefed. Where have we heard that before? And no repeat of the career to disgrace is expected at the national senior and junior trials.
Would have revisited several of the guidelines with Jadco, and we are assured that they will work with us as we work with them to ensuring that all the areas, all the details are covered.